So we're in Chile and we're focused on copper, and the strategy of this business is to make copper discoveries in the order of 100 million tonnes at around 0.7% copper equivalent, and looking for open pittable material. And we think we're on the right path here. So this image you're looking at here, it's one of my colleagues, William, standing on what is a large silica cap, outcropping cap. Lana Carina is the discovery we have made. So the best hole we've drilled there was 454 metres at 0.93% copper equivalent. We've had multiple other intercepts over 100 metres at close to 1%. We believe Lana Carina, Vista Montana, and where William stands is all one large mineralised trend. And we expect to be back drilling Vista Montana in the coming weeks, and we're funded for that program. Please read that at your leisure. So where in Chile are we? Well, you'd all know Chile, world's biggest producer of copper, world's largest reserves of copper. So if you're going to make a copper discovery, this is the place to do it. We're 350 kilometres north of Santiago. It is a 3.5-hour drive on paved roads. There are actually 2 paved roads that go across our prospects or our concessions. We are not at altitude. We're typically operating between 400 and 1,000 metres. We have grid power 3 kilometres south. We have water to the south via access to some water bores at a small-scale gold mine. So we've got very good infrastructure and we're not at altitude. And just to sort of focus in on that infrastructure, you can see our Lana Carina concessions there. Directly north of that, our Fortuna concessions. So what we're looking for, and is typical in Chile, is you have very large north-south lineaments that run for tens, sometimes hundreds of kilometres. So if you look at that slide up the top, you can see Tex and Culpeo mine. You can then see our Fortuna Lana Carina concessions. And then below that, you can see the El Espino project. So most of you would be familiar with, obviously, Teck and Culpeo mine. That's about 200 million tonnes at about 0.7% copper equivalent, copper and gold. And then to the south, you've got El Espino, approximately 100 million tonnes. That project was fully permitted last year, is now in construction. We sit on that same north-south lineament, and that's strategic to be sitting there. And what you're looking for is northwest-southeast structures cross-cutting that north-south lineament. It's where the intrusives come up and the copper drops out. So we think we're in a very good position and have a very good land package. And I think, if you look at some of those intercepts from the Lana Carina specifically, the most southern or the bottom of the slide there, obviously there's that 454 metres I mentioned, but there are multiple other intercepts there of high-grade copper. As you can see, as you go north, you come to Fortuna. We've done a series of holes there. That's our third priority project. And then we recently finished a program at La Florida, which is again further north. We drilled 8 holes there and about 2,000 metres of diamond core. 4 of those 8 holes intersected plus 1% copper. We think we're sitting on the edge of the system there. We're currently doing some more geochemistry there. We'll do some ground mag, and then we'll go back and drill that early in the new year. So if we just focus in on Lana Carina, so we made this discovery about 18, 24 months ago. We've done 2 phases of drilling here, 14 holes. 12 of those 14 holes have hit mineable widths of copper and molybdenum mineralisation. The copper's 90%, the moly's about 10%. So you can see from those hits, this is a big, well-mineralised system, and we've really only just sort of, touched the very southern tip of it. At the moment, it's about 600 metres strike, 400 metres wide, and open at 600 metres. So in this image, you can see the trend. You can see the yellow dashed lines. So that's the trend of the mineralisation. If you look at the magnetics, you can see Lana, Laura and Carina. So obviously that's where the name Lana Carina came from. But What we did was drill some of the breccia pipes down there, and obviously, the breccia pipes are the mag lows. Historically, this project was owned by Antofagasta. They drilled the mag highs. What we determined is that the intrusive, the source, is magnetite destructive, so you need to drill the mag lows. In this instance, that's the dark blue, light blue, and green. So when you look at that geophysics image, what clearly stands out is that as you go up to Vista Montana to the northeast, you can see very large mag lows. And if you look right up in the top corner, you can see a long mag low, which is running north-south. And just above that, you can actually see a northwest-southeast structure. So basically what you're looking at there is what we're targeting. The north-south structure cross-cut by a northwest-southeast structure. So that's where we'll be drilling. We expect to be drilling there in the coming weeks, and obviously we'll be targeting those structures and those mag lows, the dark blue. You can also see just to the southwest, there's 4 very large mag lows there. So we went and drilled Lana Carina initially because that had been drilled previously and had been mined previously. But we think this is a much better target. It has significantly more potential to be bigger scale. That's a schematic showing you where we drilled at Lana Carina. There is potential for an intrusive source below that deep hole we drilled at around 600 metres. If you look at Grasberg, for instance, and Los Palumbres is to the south of it, there's a silica cap at depth. We've intersected a silica cap at depth at Lana Carina. At some point, we'll drill a deeper hole to try and tap that source. So as I touched on earlier, the most recent program we did was at La Florida. That's approximately 20 kilometres north of the Lana Carina discovery. Greenfields, maiden program. This had never been drilled before. Drilled 8 holes for about 2,000 metres. 4 of those 8 holes hit plus 1% copper. We think we're sitting on the edge, again, of a big intrusive system. There's nice grades. We did get up to 4% copper in a narrow intercept. So at the moment, the team's back there. They're doing geochemistry. We'll do a ground mag survey prior to Christmas, and then post-Christmas, we'll come back and probably do a 3,000 to 5,000 metre program here. We'll use that geochem and geophysics to vector in on where we think the source is. And finally, we've got the Fortuna project. That's 10 kilometres north of Lana Carina. We have drilled some holes here. Again, what we're trying to do is vector in on where we think the intrusive source is. Some very nice high-grade copper and gold here. So we have up to plus 40 grams per tonne gold. We have close to 7% copper. We did do a series of holes here very recently. We'll get those results probably in December. We're doing multi-element analysis on those. But what we're focusing in on is to basically drill that IP target. You can see there the hot pink. So in a nutshell, that's the story. Very simple. Targeting large-scale copper discoveries that are open-pittable in Chile. We have infrastructure. We're at low altitude. We're funded for this drilling program. And we'll probably be drilling at least one of the targets, certainly Vista Montana, in the coming weeks. And obviously we've got another 2 high priority targets that we'll be drilling either later this year or early next year. I've got a booth just near the lunch table, so grab a sandwich and come and have a chat. Thank you very much.